Can you explain a little bit about the ceremony?
Sure, I'd be glad to. Very exciting process trying to get to this point. We've been working on this approximately since January, I'm going to say, this year. Getting to this point has been drooling and grueling and intense, but it's well worth anything we've had to go through to get the right decision, which would be our chief, Fredrick W. Tiffins. So we're very proud to have him. The ceremony today, we decided to hold a press conference at 11 o'clock this morning. Friends, families were there, quite a few of the police officers were there, everybody that could be. We invited individuals from the community so they could all share this with us. The most important thing for us too was to make sure that people knew at the same time, make sure that we didn't leak anything out because it was very intense, and we felt it was important for everybody to know basically at the same time. Ceremony this morning went very, very well. He was honored. He's humble. He's a very humble man, and that says who he is. Great leadership skills, great family. Matter of fact, this afternoon he's taking one of his daughters to college, so that's what he's doing this afternoon.
You said it was intense?
It was intense as far as the process. Let me explain that a little bit to you. First of all, getting to the point of sending out information through the press or the newspapers. How are we going to do the process? We do an assessment. Due to city ordinance, we have to go through assessment, and that means we hire a team to come in. They come in, maybe it's 3 or more individuals. They do a whole 2-day process we went through this year. I believe the dates were the 1st and the 2nd, and I know that for sure because it was Interim Chief Stevens' birthday, which was a Wednesday, but there's no way I could get around that. So intense by 2 days. On that night, on that Wednesday, they had to prepare a report, is my understanding, with not a whole lot of time to do so. So those individuals were required to maybe bring a laptop and prepare this all evening, and then the next morning present everything they had worked on the night before. So that was very intense for them. Besides the point, what we had to do on our end as far as the city goes, publicize it where we needed to, get down to the candidates, and we got down to 4 actually. One of those was eliminated, and then we got down to 3 that we actually put through the assessment process. So with those 3, we brought the team in just about 2 weeks ago. They were in this room and in another room. You'll see the board over there. That's where they rated everybody on what they found out. They brought the mayor and I in on that Thursday around 4:15, went through all the scoring with us, and then almost a week later they sent us the scoring. They gave us their, I want to say, wishes, what they thought, what they preferred, why they were here, why we brought them in to do this. But it's still the mayor's final decision, of course, with, as he would say, a lot of my input, being the city administrator, because I'm the person that's individually in charge of this individual that's going to come into this position. So I had a big part of that too, and I'm very grateful I got to do so. After that point in time, after receiving everything, the mayor and I spent a lot of time last week and the beginning of this week going through everything the assessment team provided for us. Videos, documentation, scoring sheets, a lot of questions, people asking us who got the position. Then it was down to 2. We took it down to 2 individuals after the assessment process. I let that individual know, of course, that they were not going to be moving on with the process of you're either going to be the final 2 or not. So then it was down to George Taylor, which is a Toledo individual, and then it was down to Fred W. Stevens. So what the mayor and I did, we wanted to take them out of the zone or out of the element that they're used to, maybe an office environment or around police officers and maybe city employees. We took them both out of here completely to a restaurant. We wanted to see them completely relaxed in their atmosphere, how they felt not only personally but professionally. We really learned a lot by that. I think that was key to everything that we had to go through and making our final decisions. Fred is an interim chief. He's done an incredible job for us the whole time he's been, and then he went to the FBI Academy through all this, trying to get through that himself. So we're very proud to say he is our chief. Not our interim, he is our chief, Fredrick W. Stevens.
What was I going to say? How long has he been in law enforcement?
He's been with law enforcement over 20 years. All right? That's why even when he was chosen as our interim, he was very highly recommended. And there was no doubt, I know there was no doubt in my mind or the mayor's mind at that time that he would definitely make a great interim chief of police, and he's proven himself. His leadership skills are outstanding. He's highly respected, not only by his team, but I'd say the administration. When he says something, he means it. He's a fighter as far as he doesn't take credit for what he does. I used the word humble before. That's truly Fredrick W. Stevens. He doesn't take credit. He works for the team, with the team, to make sure the goals are met. He's not afraid. I found out with Fred, he's not afraid to make decisions that may not make him popular in people's eyes, but he does it for the good of the team, the good of the station, the good of the police force, the good of the city. The city is always in his heart, first and foremost. And I've seen that. I've been here just over a year and a half. I have seen that from the day one when I walked in the building. He was one of the very first people I met. And I could just see the enthusiasm and everything he did and how he did it. Little did I know he would be our chief someday, a year and a half later. But it turned out that, it doesn't surprise me that he would be an obvious choice. He's great. Very family-oriented, very, very, very educated. I want to say he's had so many experiences in his lifetime. Afghanistan, he's got great leadership skills. And he's very highly respected by the community. They're very excited, I believe, that he is our chief of police. Not only is he local, but he's worked so hard to get where he has to this point in time. So he's definitely earned it, and he certainly deserves it.
Yeah, is there anything else you'd like to add?
I don't think so. We're ready to get started. I tell you, we're very anxious that this is over with, that now we can move on to what we really need to do. And I know, I want to say Chief Stevens now is anxious as well and can't wait to get started. So we're looking forward to the future here.